So let's have a little chat, shall we? You know, I haven't been on here in a while. Dealing with family shit. Dealing with some family stuff. I was just really deep in my spirit. Spirit was talking to me. And we'll get into that in a minute. We'll get into that. But let me tell you what's been going on with me. Um, I had death in my family. A cousin of mine passed away. And it's really tragic because I understand it's tragic for the people that, like his mother and his children. But what makes it tragic is the fact that he didn't leave this earth with a light heart. He left this earth not speaking to his children, in pain. He had some drinking and substance issues, and this was a man that was very successful at one point in his life. I'm not going to say what he did professionally out of privacy reasons, but he was a high-ranking member of the government, within the government, let me just say that. He was the head motherfucker in charge. But he left this world not in peace, but he left this world in pieces. And that is a pattern that I see for, unfortunately, a lot of heterosexual black men and black men in general. When they die, they die. You know? And it's really, really sad, and it's really, really tragic. That aspect. Death is not, I have different views on death. It's not the death, it's the way the person left, how they left, and what they carried with them, the burdens that they carried with them. And when you have, because now he is an ancestor, and I'm just speaking truth. This isn't disrespectful, I'm just speaking truth. Because my heart is heavy, not because of the death, but because of what he carried with him. And I think a lot of times when we lose people in the physical, I think we mourn, we definitely mourn and grieve the person, but we also mourn and grieve, the pain that they took with them. Because it makes me revisit my friend, my love. And when I say love, I'm not talking about sexual. I'm talking about soul connections, universal connections across the realms. It makes me revisit my friend, Christopher Barry. Because Christopher also left this world in a certain way as well. He left this world in pain, emotional pain, feeling like he didn't have anybody. He had me, and he knew that, but I don't think he wanted to. Christopher was the type of person, he was so beautiful. I mean, he was the type of person that if he could not give you his best, and especially if it's someone that he loved and cared about, like I know he did about me, if it was someone that he did not, if he could not give that person his best, Christopher would ghost. He would stay away from you. And sometimes that's the best thing to do. Sometimes that is the best thing that a person can do for you when they know they are no good for you. And Christopher knew that because of what he was going through, he was man enough to say, I don't want you to go through this, Seer. I don't want to project that onto you. That's a man. That's a man. That's what a real motherfucking man does. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are about what he likes sexually. That's a man. They're able to compartmentalize and they're able to say, hey, listen, I don't want this to affect my peoples. So I'm going to stay over here. But it makes me revisit that because Christopher left this world with a heavy heart as well. And I knew that. I knew that by spending intimate time with him. I knew what was going on with him. I didn't know the level of despair that he was in, but he was, because he didn't, he was a man, he didn't really discuss a lot of things with me because he didn't want that to affect me. But I saw it all in his energy when I was with him. I mean, we were close. Okay? Y'all get me? We were close. So when you're close with somebody like that, no matter how short the period of time of that closeness may be, you learn things from that person. Things, they shared things with you. And we had an instant connection, me and Christopher. So it makes me revisit that. But see, I did, rituals and I did things to help Christopher's spirit because, you can do that for your ancestors. You can do that. You can do things to make it easier for their transition when they get over into the non-physical world, which some people call the astral. Some people call it, the other side, whatever you call it. You can do things, there are rituals you can do that can help them when they're over there. And especially when they're cremated, because Christopher was cremated, especially when they're cremated, it's much easier for them to adjust to their new existence. It's really not new, but getting reacquainted with their existence of who they really are. It's much easier when the body is cremated because it doesn't leave any room for any residual physical effects that may follow them if people are following what I'm saying. And there's a brother on here, I think his name is I forgot his name, but there's a brother that talks about that, and I already knew that, but he confirmed that for me. That was a confirmation. So my heart is heavy, not necessarily because of the death, but because of what my cousin took with him. Like I said, he wasn't speaking to his oldest children. He didn't have a very good relationship with his mom. And he had some drinking issues. He had a girlfriend, but, sometimes that's not enough. But I just think about, I think about what the person is going through in their mind and, what's happening with them, in those moments of transition. Are they carrying all of those? Because people, you can carry those human physical burdens with you. It can happen. And it happens to a lot of us, especially as Black people. And maybe that is the game that's being played with us all along. So when we do transition, we don't have the clarity and the peace that we need in order to continue on our journey when we're not in a body. So therefore, it sends off some type of psychic residual effects into the physical that affects other Black people. Especially if we don't do the proper rituals over the bodies of our ancestors when they die. And most of us don't do that. We don't have access to the bodies like that unless we're at the funeral or the wake or whatever the case may be. It's a lot of shit that goes on, but that's really, I've been, helping my aunt because she's very elderly. She's very elderly, and she's really in decline. And I've been helping her deal with this because that was her son. That was her only son. She has a daughter who ain't been to see her yet. That's another story. Ain't been to see her yet. But that's another story. So I've been spending time with my aunt and, just trying to help her because my aunt is up in age. And this is a lot for her. This is really a lot for her. It's a lot for any parent who has lost a child. For any parent, it's a lot. And this is the second time that I've seen this happen in my family over the course of the years. You know? But that's what I've been doing. I've been, helping my elderly aunt, and just helping her to stay, in her best state of consciousness or mind during, this very difficult process that she's going through. She's going over to with my deceased cousin's oldest daughter. She's going over to the funeral home today, so they can start making the arrangements. I think they're going to cremate him. But yeah, it's and see everything falls on me because I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest cousin. I'm the oldest of the grandchildren and the great grands. I'm the oldest. So a lot of stuff falls on me. A lot of stuff falls on me to help out and stuff like that because my cousins, my sibling, whatever, they're not really invested in a lot of family stuff. I mean, they'll come to funerals and stuff like that. But I'm the one who's the most stable. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is. But that's what's been going on with me on a personal level. I've been dealing with that. Again, I'm not when my aunt told me that he died, I lost it. I was like, what? I wasn't expecting that. I knew he had been having some problems and stuff like that, and you know, it is what it is basically. I mean, this is life. This is life, and see your spiritual work and the work that you do spiritually, it keeps you. You know how they say in the Christian, the Christians say, you stay prayed up. Well, I've been prayed. I'm prayed up. That's why I'm able to deal with the things that come at me. I'm prayed up, y'all. I'm prayed up. That's what they say in the church. Stay prayed up. Well, I'm worked up. I've been doing a lot of work. Because when you do your spiritual work, it keeps you shielded from, like the earth has a shield around it from the radioactivity in the universe and the sun ray, the harmful rays of the sun. Well, that's how I am. I'm shielded. You have to do your spiritual work so when human shit does happen to you, it won't destroy you. You know what I'm saying? I've lost three. I haven't said anything. He's the third one. The first person that died was my uncle's wife. My uncle's ex-wife. I'm sorry. I was very close with her. Then my hopefully I can make this video before my boyfriend gets back, husband, whatever you want to call it. Then I had a cousin whose father passed away. Now my cousin passed away. Not the cousin whose father passed away. This is another cousin, but this cousin I was just telling you about, he passed away. So this is the third one. They say death comes in threes. So this has been all year long. So January, February, and now in April. So it's been difficult. And my uncle's ex-wife that died, I was extremely close to her. She's been sick for many, many years. She got sick in 2008, and she's been sick up until she died in January. So, this has been going on for past 3 months. And I'm not looking for no sympathy or nothing like that. I'm just telling you that I'm prayed up. So when human things happen like this, I'm I'm prayed up. I may be a little shook. I'm a little shook, but I'm not broken. See, when Christopher Barry died in 2016, I wasn't prayed up. I wasn't prayed up. I wasn't prayed up. So his death had a much more devastating effect on me. A much more devastating effect because I wasn't prayed up. I mean, I could say nice things. I could say, androgyny and this and that and, Osiris but I wasn't prayed up. The energy wasn't fluctuating from that quantum reality to help me to stay within my shield. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I had some sense of consciousness when he died, or whatever the case may be, but I wasn't prayed up. I wasn't prayed up like I am now. And see, his death really was a eye-opener for me, and it was a marker for me to be, if I could get through that, because that was some very, for people who know me since back then, that was a very, very difficult time for me. And if I can get through that, then I can get through anything. I can get through anything because that was hard. And sometimes it still remains difficult. Just thinking back on how much I missed that physical interaction with him. I communicate with him spiritually, but I miss him physically. And that's the whole thing on that. But that's what's been going on with me anyway. Now the other thing I wanted to talk about was this. Now that I got that out the way, there's been a lot of talk about Nene Leakes and her suing Bravo. Now, me and Nene have a very, very interesting relationship, okay? Sometimes I like Nene and sometimes I can't stand her motherfucking ass, okay? And I really don't do reviews on reality shows anymore. Maybe I should start doing them again, Maybe I should. I don't know, because I've been seeing a lot of things that have really disturbed me lately in regards to Nene Leakes and the lawsuit that she has against Bravo. Nene is saying that Bravo is racist. She's saying that Andy Cohen is racist, and that they allowed Kim Zolciak, who's also a racist, to get away with things that they don't allow the black housewives get away with. And I think there's a lot of mixed reactions because this lawsuit was put out last year, but now it's being revisited. They're probably trying to manipulate time or something. I don't know. But I want to give my 2 cents on it just in layman time. Here's my thing. And I know a lot of people have mixed emotions about Nene. I'm not saying that I'm a Nene fan, but let's be motherfucking honest. Excuse me, let's be motherfucking honest. Let's be 100% honest if we're talking about the quality of the show and whatever the case may be. Portia is tired. Glad she's gone. Candy is okay. Okay. Kenya is okay. I love me some Miss Kenya. But the grand dame of the Real Housewives of Atlanta is none other than Nene Leakes. I like Sheree. I love me some Miss Sheree. But without the Nene Leakes mechanism, that shit ain't gonna work. I'm glad they gave Marlo a peach. But it's not going to work because Nene is the one that was the foundation of that show. You all don't have to like Nene. And a lot of people are saying, well, you know what? I don't know how, and this is black people saying this, probably other black women saying this about their sister. I don't know how. Well, Nene, she's talking about racism and stuff. That Bravo is racist, but she was part of it. Okay, okay. Wait a minute. Let me take my ice water. Wait a minute. Y'all know I love me some ice water. I don't really drink no juice and stuff like that. But I love my ice. Mm. Okay, okay. Let's say that Nene was a part of it for many, many years. But I don't think she was complacent in no racism because we don't know what's been happening behind the scenes. What I find disturbing is the fact that people, especially other black people, are not willing to listen to what this black woman is saying. Now, if it's a black man, no offense, brothers, but when it's a black man who says, I'm experiencing this type of racism, everybody fucking listens. You know, you have rallies, you have marches, but here's a woman who's saying, hey, listen, yeah, Nene, whatever, we get that. We all get that. But Nene comes from a very good motherfucking family. Nene comes from a boule type of family, meaning an educated family that worked their way up to the top. Because I think her family owned grocery stores and gas stations and everything. Nene didn't come from no motherfucking no slums and no gutter. Nene came from a very good fucking family. Okay, she really did. Even though she don't speak to her sisters and stuff, she has sisters and all of that, and I don't think she speaks to them, and that's their business. But the point that I'm making is this. I find it disturbing that people are so quick to say, well, Nene this and Nene that because of her TV personality, but she is making some very strong allegations against Bravo and how they treat black women and black female franchises on that show. And if no one can see the difference in how they treat the white franchises, no disrespect to white people, but I'm just pointing it out. The white franchises versus the black ones, if you can't see that, then you must be blind. We're not talking about Nene, the character on the show. We're talking about her saying, hey, listen, now that I'm no longer a part of this, I want to point out the racism that I've had to experience being on this show. And now no one wants to listen to her because everybody is so caught up in the fake AI world of reality TV. I said the fake artificial intelligence world, AIW, of reality TV. Nene was playing a part. And then once she started to deviate from that and started to wake up out of the spell that they had her up under, now it's a problem. But what I find disturbing is how I've seen black people in different comment sections talking about, well, I don't feel bad for her because she did this and she and she and she this and she that. Mostly women. No disrespect, but I'm just being honest. I take it when a black woman is saying that I have been a victim of racism, I'm going to listen to that. I'm not going to dismiss it simply because it's Nene Leakes. And I'm not a Nene Leakes fan. I'm a fan for the truth and I'm a fan for justice. And the negative shit that Bravo has, the shit that they do, Bravo, they are some fucked up ass motherfucker. Fucked up motherfucker, excuse me. Couldn't even get the word out right, child. They are some fucked up ass motherfuckers. They were Bravo and that motherfucking Wendy Williams too, but that's another story. They were responsible for my other account being suspended years ago. I've been telling y'all that Andy Cohen was a fucking racist. I've been telling you that shit. And now Nene telling y'all, and nobody believes her. But you believe everything you see on the magic box. AKA the television. BKA the artificial world of reality TV. The artificial intelligence world of reality TV. But people believe that. They believe that. I believe every motherfucking thing, for the most part, that Nene is saying about Bravo and Andy Cohen. I believe it. I can see it, but you have to have a spiritual eye to see it, because most of the shit that they throw it out on a surface level, but it has undertones of racism, undertones of discriminatory things that most people don't see. Because you have to have a good spiritual eye to see it. Your third eye has to be working. And it has to be working in the sixth dimension. But that's another story. So you can see things from different dimensions. I see exactly what Nene's talking about. Just like when Kim Zolciak was on the show, she made a statement about Nene having cockroaches in her house. And Nene said that that was racist. And it is. It's racist because it's an undertone, surface level. You're saying the person is nasty, but you're saying it to a black person, which there's an undertone that black people are nasty and trifling and keep nasty fucking homes. That's the undertone. That's what Nene was talking about. Bravo, from what I understand, they have it in the contracts, a clause that you cannot accuse them or Andy Cohen of any forms of racism, even if you suspect it. So since Nene has done that, from what I've been watching, from the other vloggers, like I like DJ, I think his name is DJ Richie. He's here in DC too. I think he's gay as well. He's here in DC. Nice looking young brother. He does commentary about this stuff. Brilliant commentary. And from what he was saying that in the contracts, even if you suspect, if you work for Bravo, even if you suspect that there's racism, you can't say anything about it. I'm assuming they mean publicly. Bravo ain't shit. Bravo ain't shit. Even Danielle Staub from the Real Housewives of New Jersey called Andy Cohen out on his bullshit. Even she did. Kathy Griffin did too. A lot of people don't like Kathy Griffin, but Kathy Griffin she didn't tell no lies when she said that Andy Cohen offered her to do some lines with him. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say lines. She said that it's no way that somebody is that fucking happy all the fucking time. He's always smiling. Oh, he's so happy. That ain't no motherfucking spirit and no yoga, no motherfucking meditation. That's lines. They doing lines. And Kathy Griffin said he offered her up and said, let's do some lines. And she said no. He ain't liked her since. I've been telling people that Andy Cohen uses black women and he uses your energy. He's a gay white man. He uses black women's energy. He uses them. He uses women's energy. Even Danielle Staub, once again, said that Andy Cohen uses women and depicts women in the worst possible way. And so does Bravo. Bravo has made billions off of the dysfunction and the mental illness of women on that network. And the pain of women on that network. And as a matter of fact, sips tea, symbolically, a lot of the marriages that failed, including Quads, allegedly, Cynthia and Peter, allegedly, a lot of that was because of Andy Cohen, allegedly. Let me just say that. A lot of that was because of Andy Cohen. Because what people don't know behind the scenes, child, y'all don't want me to say it, behind the scenes, if Andy ain't fucking your man up the butt, you ain't making that motherfucking money on Bravo. Andy is a top, and he done been up in some boy pussy, and some boy booty. Trust me. He done been up in some boy booty. Some of them women's husbands, the reason they don't like Andy is because he done been up in their booty. So then women can get those motherfucking contracts. The black ones and the white ones. Okay? It just so happens the white ones like it the most. Yeah, I know, I'm crazy. I know. But I think it's unjust, and I think it's fucked up what happened to Nene Leakes. Not because I'm not taking up for her character or her behavior on the show. When I say character, I'm talking about the person that she portrayed while on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. No, I'm taking up for her as a black woman who is telling people these people are racist. This is a racist institution. That's what I'm talking about. And I've been peeped and I've been seeing how racist Bravo is. How sexist Bravo is. I've been seeing it. And how Bravo emasculates masculine men. You cannot be a masculine, heterosexual, outspoken man on Bravo. That is why some of the wives don't last, who are married. Because their husbands are not about to sit up there and worship no gay white boy. But you know what? There is some responsibility that does have to be put on Nene and some of the other black women, because those black women, they worship that motherfucking guy, Andy Cohen. They worship him. Y'all worship him. I'm not talking about y'all as in people that's listening to me. I'm talking about the black women on those networks. Y'all Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Potomac, y'all worship him. Andy Cohen is their God. That gay white man is their God. Nothing against gay white boys, but I'm talking about the politics and the occultism, the spiritual work, the racism that's all going on within the network and the cult of the Bravo community. Bravo is a cult. Nene said that she got people following her and stalking her from Bravo and everything. They do that. This is what these people do. So when people say that Nene was a part of Bravo for so many years, you motherfucking right she was. They came to her. Or she went to them. Whatever the case may be. Same thing with Mariah Huck. Mariah Huck, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. Mariah was the foundation for Married to Medicine. And they snatched that away from her. She was an executive producer of Married to Medicine. Now, it may have been a vanity title. I don't know. And if you got to look up what a vanity title is. I don't feel like explaining it. Y'all go look it up. They did the same thing to Mariah. Mariah made the fucking show. Her and Miss Quad. Contessa is tired. Heavenly is okay, but she's mean. Jackie, no offense, she's boring. Simone is boring, and Toya is a damn drunk. And that Indian child that got on there now, chow bye. Chow bye. Chow bye. I'll give her another chance, but chow bye. Mariah made the show, her and Quad. And if she had the right storyline, so did Lisa Nicole Cloud. Same thing with Danielle over there at the Housewives of New Jersey. The Housewives of New Jersey is tired. They need to get rid of that tired-ass Margaret. They need to get rid of that tired-ass Melissa Gorga. And they need to get rid of that tired-ass Jackie. And bring back Jacqueline Larita. That other Jackie on there that's always whining and complaining, scared she gonna gain some weight. I wish I could get her over my house and fix some fried chicken, a potato salad, and some candy yams and string beans, child. She needs it. I like her, but she needs to let her hair down. She has all the symptoms of a wife that is not happy. Her eating disorder is not because of her marriage. That was something instilled in her years ago. She does not seem like a happy woman. That show is tired. They can keep Dolores, keep Teresa, and keep Jennifer. And Tiki Barber's wife, she's boring too. And while we're on it, in an episode of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Margaret Josephs, I can't stand that lady. Margaret made a comment that she said to Tiki Barber, I named my dog after you. And I was like, no, this bitch did not say that she named her dog after Tiki. I said I would have dragged her for filth. I would have dragged that old bitch for filth. Yes, I would have. Because you don't say no shit like that to no black person. Just like she disrespected Jewish people when she was having that conversation with Siggy Flicker and she brought up Hitler in the fucking conversation. You don't say shit like that to Jewish people and you don't say shit like that to black people. It's just common knowledge. It's common knowledge. And it's coof. She has no coof or couth or however you say it. She doesn't have it. And I am so glad Teresa read her. Teresa Giudice, that's my motherfucking girl. But Teresa, girl, let me tell you something. You better watch that man. That man that you marrying, girl, I see some things I don't like. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. He might turn out to be a nice guy, but he's a Taurus like you. And Tauruses are very, very, very tricky. Tauruses are very, very tricky. Well, in actuality, Tauruses are not even Tauruses. Most of them are really Leos. But that's another motherfucking story. That's another story. People ain't ready for that. They're really Leos. Some of them. But the Tauruses that are born in April, they're more Leos. There's a breakdown that I understand now that people don't get, but they're really Leos. But because he gives off more Leo vibes than he does Taurus vibes. You know what I'm saying? But maybe he will be good for you, but you both are Tauruses. How is that going to work? You both are Tauruses, and I think that's both. Is that first house? That's first house. And I don't know how two people in that first house, in that first dimension, or whatever you want to call it, or in that first planetary system, how are you going to negotiate and balance things out? Maybe it will work. Maybe it will work. I don't know, because Teresa's strong-headed, and he looks like he's strong-headed too. But Margaret Josephs, I don't like her. I don't like her. She's boring. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. But the point that I'm making is this. Going back to Nene Leakes, my original, you know, about Bravo and the allegations that she's making against Bravo, I believe her. I do. I do. I believe every word she says. And that's all I have to say.